In this video, we'll take a quick look at the shape tools in Illustrator. We come to our toolbar and we come on over and we have our shape tool. Now, our shape tool is actually a tear out. So when we have a tear out, we see this little triangle and we click and we can come on over and tear it out. So we see we have all of these different shapes right in here. Now, what we want to take a look at too is how do we change the color of these shapes. So we can open up our swatches. So we come to Window and we open up our swatches and we can see we have these default swatches. We can come into our swatches library and pull up all these other colors as well. So we come on in and we begin, and I have my, my rectangle tool and I can draw a rectangle. If I want to change the color, I can come on over to my swatches. I can also come in to my fill and change my color this way as well. Now, this automatically has a stroke on it right now, so if I want to turn off that stroke, I click and turn the stroke off. I can continue and start to create more shapes and change the colors. I'll come on in this way and choose different colors, maybe lighten this one up a little bit. And let's take a look at some of these shapes. If I want a perfect circle, I hold down Shift and I will create a perfect circle. If I want to create another shape like that, hold down Shift, create another circle. Now, with this shape tool clicked, it can also come to my screen and just click and it will give you this screen as well. So anytime that you would like to see this screen, you just select your shape and do just that. So I'm going to grab on to the rounded rectangle tool, and again I can click and I can see my window, and this, you can change the corner radius and do all that kind of good stuff. So let's just see. All right, that was the default shape within there. Now, if I want to change the size of this, I can do that as well. I can hold down and come on in and make this smaller. Now, what you're going to find is that the shape and as it changes will be based on the last shape that you created. So for instance, now if I come on in, I grab my rounded rectangle, I click, okay, this one's really pretty large, 8.5 by 11. I'm going to skip that, but sometimes it's based on other ones that you've created. Coming on in, let's take a look at the Polygon Tool. And we click now to make a triangle. I'll put my less arrow, up and down arrows, and I can have a triangle. If I want to add sides to this, I hit my up arrow and I can add sides to this shape. I click and I can see that when I click, the shape that I'm creating is based on the last one that I just created. So the next one, if I hit OK, it will be the exact same as the one that I just created. A little bit of a different orientation, but same shape. All right, moving along, let's take a look at the stars. So just like the Polygon tool, if I want to have more sides, I hit my up arrow and I can create more sides. I'm going to change this color. I'm going to come on over here, add a new color, maybe make it a little bit smaller. And if I want to copy this shape, I could say edit copy, edit paste in front, and then I have another one. In order to move it, I'm going to grab my black arrow, which is my selection tool. Okay, and maybe even I'll change the color one more time. So it stands out a little bit more. All right, so there's lots of options in here for the shape tool. Okay, let's take another one thing about the star tool. I can click and get this window, and I can also work with the radius. All right, so let's see, there's so much that can happen in here. If I come on in and I change this radius up, I hit OK. I'm going to zoom in. This is a tiny little star, and I can make it bigger. All right, I'm going to click off, and voila. Make this guy bigger. See, I grabbed onto the wrong thing. And these actually kind of look the exact same, don't they? All right, so let's do it one more time. I'm going to grab the star. I'm going to click onto here. I'm going to put this one up. Let's put this one up to 8. We'll hit OK. All right, and there we have it. So you can play around with the radius and get some other interesting looking kinds of things. So there we have our shape tool.